This is Neil Ratner Rock Doc here on WDST Radio Woodstock with another episode of This Week in Rock with support from Transcend Dental and my friend, the amazing dentist and rock star Bruce Milner. Visit Transcend Dental, his stunning new office at 2 Maverick Road on the corner of Maverick Road and Route 375. On April 23rd, Peter Frampton turned 75 years old. Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last October, Peter rose to prominence in the bands The Herd and Humble Pie before finding significant success as a solo artist. His first instrument was his grandmother's banjolele, a combination banjo-ukulele, which Peter taught himself to play, later going on to teach himself guitar and piano as well. Peter attended Bromley Technical School, and it was there that he met David Bowie. The two would spend their lunch together listening to Buddy Holly songs, and in later years their strong bond helped each of them at difficult times in their careers. In 1966, Peter became the lead guitarist and singer of the band The Herd, scoring several British pop hits. Then in 1969, at 18 years old, Frampton joined Steve Marriott of the Small Faces to form Humble Pie, one of the first supergroups of the late 60s. Frampton left Humble Pie after recording, but before the release of their hugely successful live album, Performance Rockin' the Fillmore. Peter's solo career had taken a similar path as Humble Pie, and after a few studio albums, he knew what he needed to do.
You know, obviously Humble Pie was such an amazing band to be in, and at the time I left, the next album, which I was on, their live one, was a huge success, you know, when I thought I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. But then my career sort of followed the same template as Humble Pie, 4 studio albums, and then the fifth one being a live record. So we knew that the audiences out there were, word of mouth was really getting strong for me, like it had been with Humble Pie. So the template for Humble Pie was live album next, you know, at this pitch when the audience, you know, it seems like you're playing to more people than are buying the records, you know. So so we just, everybody went, aha. I don't think we even said, let's do a live record. We just said, time. You know, we all knew what that in the organization at the time. So we went and put that thing out, and it was just one of those things that be careful what you wish for, you know, because not only did it go to number 1 in all the charts for the complete summer, it seemed, but then, you know, halfway through the summer, that's when my manager called up and said, are you sitting down? And I said, yeah. I said, well, you've just made history. It's the biggest selling album of all time. He said, you've just beaten Carole King's Tapestry record. A near-fatal car accident in 1978 marked the beginning of a long period during which Frampton was less successful. However, in the late 80s, Frampton's old friend David Bowie invited him to not only play on his album, but be a part of the Glass Spider Tour, which all helped to revive Frampton's career. Since 2019, Peter has been managing a rare muscle-wasting disease, but has continued to perform and is currently on tour. Okay, let's listen. From the album Frampton Comes Alive, Peter Frampton and Show Me the Way.